So I'm Jackie Scott for Axe Media Group and Axe Television, and my guest today is Kenny Foster, which is kind of ironic because after today you're going to be sitting in the chair I'm sitting in and you're going to be hosting a program.
So I get the hot seat today.
Well, you get the easy seat. You get the easy seat. You just have to answer a few questions.
I'll do my best.
Kenny, you're growing up in the outdoors. As the name implies, is all about outdoors, but it's not just about kids, is it?
It's not. It's taken people and everything who have started out at a young age in a sport and even all the way through and everything to their adult, what they're doing and everything there, and then hoping that they give back and start a child and everything somewhere in the sport that they're involved in.
And can you tell us, I think we've got time for this, I know you're involved in a lot, but what sports, outdoor sports, are you involved with?
Hunting, fishing, and racing, and right now racing is huge for me. We do the hunting, of course, and everything in the fall of the year, deer hunting, do fishing and everything in the spring, which is coming up and getting ready to start. But throughout the winter months and everything, we do run an indoor racing circuit. We just finished up a 5-race series, and starting the 1st of April, we'll kick off the outdoor series in that.
Now, what type of racing are you doing?
Pro karts.
Okay.
GoKarts.
For those who don't know too much about that, can you give us a little explanation of the go-karts?
Well, it's not your typical yard cart. These are full-blown race carts. I race actually for Margay Racing Products out of St. Louis, Missouri. Dennis Scott Racing Engines out of Basehor, Kansas builds our motors. My son Tanner races. He's on an Ultramax out of Russell's Karting Specialties out of Raymore, Missouri. My oldest son Dylan is actually on a cart and everything, driving for Toby Foster out of Foster Motorsports out of Springdale, Arkansas. So these are actually race carts. They're not something that you get on and ride around the yard. You don't take them out in the street and play with them. We race on tracks anywhere from a 6-mile or we've been running an 8-mile indoor course up to a 5th-mile dirt course and everything outside. Oval carts is what we're running.
Now, this is not only a sport that people can enjoy participating in, but you get a lot of fans too.
A lot of fans. A lot of fans. You actually everything can get started in it and go all the way to everything to professional sports like NASCAR. There's been several of the drivers who are in NASCAR started out in go-karts. But now we like to have a good fan base. We like to have a lot of people in the stands watching. A lot more fun to race before an audience than it is before an empty grandstand.
And this sport really includes it's a lifelong sport. It includes a lifelong season. You know, when you think of a pro football player or something, they have such a short career, but I understand that there are little kids and senior citizens both racing.
There is. Jim Russell probably, I think, spoke it best. We talked about the sponsorship deal with him. He has a customer base as young as age 4 all the way up to age 80, and I think the gentleman everything that retired at age 80 is actually now 90 years old. So I know in the series that we ran this winter and everything down in Springdale, Arkansas, we had drivers in their 70s that were racing in their respective classes, and we had children everything in the 5 and 6 age group. Had a family everything out of Muskogee, Oklahoma, that have a 5-year-old son, a 10-year-old son. The wife races and the husband also races. So it's a family sport.
Now, you know, kids love to see other kids doing stuff, and it gives them confidence that maybe they can do it. So this would be something that somebody who has never even thought about going to a go-kart race, how would they go about finding it? How would they go about making it a family activity for their family?
You can Google the tracks and everything. All the tracks are listed on the internet, so you can Google a track near where you live. Go out. There's a lot of guys that if they've got kids and everything there, people have kids that are watching them. After the races are over, they will get you on a cart, kind of get you a little bit of experience in it, see if it's something you really like and want to do. We love having people come out and everything and want to be involved in it. or want to get involved in it. The sport took a downswing in 2008 with the economy. It's on an upswing now, and we're really trying to get new people in the sport.
Now, you were telling me also there has been some advances and some new motors and stuff that have come out that have made the sport more affordable for the average person.
Yes. The flathead Briggs pretty much went away, and now it's a clone motor. We started a class this winter that we call the Black Motor class. It's a Predator class. The motors come from Harbor Freight Tool. They're $99. You can find a good used chassis for around $400 to $500 and get in the sport cheap. The built motors and everything, the professional built motors, are $1,000 on that. We started out with about 3 or 4 in that class, and when we ended up and everything Sunday afternoon, we had 13 people in that class in the adult and had, I think, 11 in the youth class. So it grew just in the 5-race series that we had, and we've got a lot of interest and everything on what's going to happen with the outdoor series, the tracks and everything. We've got 5 local tracks that are supporting that class and going to bring that class to their tracks this year.
Wow. So now are they tracks that also do like the cars, or bikes, or are they strictly go-karts?
Strictly kart tracks.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And can you tell us some places around Missouri where there are some?
Right here close to Springfield, Twister Alley Raceway down at Butterfield, Missouri. Tony Cope's the track owner, and Chip, who helps Randy Mooneyham with Monette Speedway with the stock car races on Friday night, is Tony's promoter on Saturday for the kart races. They race every other Saturday. We've also got at Oak Grove, Arkansas. Ron has the track there. It's not that far away. There's a track at Hinesville, Arkansas. There's tracks up at Kansas City. There's tracks at St. Louis. So there's tracks all over and throughout. And there's a couple other tracks in Missouri that are smaller tracks that are just getting started. I'm not sure the name of them, but they can kind of watch my website and everything, and I'll disclose that information for them.
And what is your website?
Mine, you can go to my Facebook page. It's just Kenny Foster Facebook. We've got a website for the kart shop. It's Kenny's Kart Shop. And we also, everything, they can look at bassslammertackle.com because I post a lot of it on there also.
Okay, great. Now, what is the cost if a family just wants to go and watch the races? Now, I know there's probably different admission fees at different tracks, but can you give us a kind of an average or a ballpark figure?
If you want to get in the pits and kind of be right up there, up close to everything that's going on, the pit pass is usually around $10. If you want to just come and watch this in the stands, kids I think get in free, and adults are like $2.
Wow, so it would be very affordable for a family to come out and see if that's something that connected with their kids.
Yes, and Tony Cope also does his grandstand side, which is basically you bring your lawn chairs, it's free. So
there's a way, no matter what your budget is like, there's a way to get in there and experience.
If you can afford to drive there, you can come in and watch.
Okay, great. Now, let me ask you something. How did you get started in racing? Was this something that your father did, or did you discover this on your own, or how did you get into this?
Mine was because of an accident. I started out wanting to run motocross, so I started out racing motorcycles. I broke both wrists, broke thumbs, was walking around in a cast. My dad's like, well, that was really productive, wasn't it? I'd spent several $1,000s getting into that sport. I got lucky, had a friend of mine, I said something to him about selling out. He goes, well, I'll buy all your stuff. So I got back everything I had invested in it. I had a friend who was racing go-karts at the time, and Joel Kelly, who was from Springfield, and had a kart shop, and came up and was talking to him about go-kart racing. I thought, well, that'd be a lot safer than what I was doing, and we went to Urbana, Missouri, and watched him race. After the race was over with, I jumped in his cart, turned about 25 or 30 laps, and I was hooked. A week later, I was in a kart racing, and I've been racing ever since.
Okay. And your sons are involved also in racing. I know they're in stock car. Are they also in the kart racing?
Tanner and Dylan are both racing karts. Tanner has a modified. He's got to finish it out. He's been racing more in the karts than Dylan has. Dylan got to run this 5-race series at Springdale. Tanner's got his own deal going, so I kind of try to mentor him. Dylan's probably going to be in my kart more, since I'm going to be doing a lot of flagging at the tracks and helping promote a lot of the tracks. I don't feel right trying to flag, promote, and race. I don't do that. So I'll put Dylan in my kart and let him run some races in it.
Well, I'm with Kenny Foster, and can you believe the first half is over? We'll be back just in a couple of minutes to talk about hunting and fishing.
Hit the record button.